wasn't finished.
So,
the acoustics are horrible in the car. Put your seatbelt back on. So,
I'm Robert.
how's it going with Puck? You guys
I'm
see each
going to
other?
be doing
I
this
broke things off.
live
He
thing
was too immature.
soon.
Those are all the boys in high school.
As soon as I can
But he
figure
never
out
would keep up with me intellectually and creatively.
how to go live on
It's a
YouTube.
tough road for
Because
low-stress boys.
every time I press on to go live, they tell me
That's why
my
my stakes are much higher.
my channel's not approved or whatever to do live videos or whatever. And I don't know what their requirements are. I paid the stupid fee. They wanted me to $17.99.
Never. I'm not afraid of you.
That's the highest fee that I pay for any of my media services.
Oh,
Facebook's still free.
Oh, you're right above me. Girl, you. I'm a hot damn mess.
Well,
I found out today that
YouTube's
my
a
hair
little
started
bit.
spreading
I'm
viral
a little
last
ticked
night. I
off
just
with
started
YouTube right
weeping.
now.
Oh, no, I think that's a
But,
great idea.
We're supposed to be rehearsing?
Yeah, so what I do is I've been a cannabis user for 32 years. I've treated chronic nausea with it, and I've treated now COPD for the last 6 years with it.
We all do.
I began by smoking flower all day long to cure nausea. It was a constant chore to keep my stomach from turning over.
He gets the sympathy.
And
What is your problem?
I was really grateful about 9 or 10 years ago to discover dabs. And I could just dab a few times a day, and that would cure my nausea, and I was happy about that.
All right,
And then COPD came along. And 6 years ago, when they first told me that what was going on with my lungs, I told them I'm going to cook that shit out of my lungs. And I meant it. I was going to dab and keep my lungs clean. And the problem was, I continued smoking cigarettes.
Blow her at least that much.
So I'm dabbing and keeping my lungs clean, but I'm doing damage to my lungs at the same time. And that was not a good thing. I started out at 35% lung function. I went down to 30% lung function. And then I went down to 18% lung function just a little over 2 years ago. I gave up smoking at that point. Or I had given up smoking just a few months before that point. And I've been able to maintain about 3 years now without a cigarette. So,
I have been blessed with
the thing that's cool is since that time, I've continued doing dabbing to keep my lungs cleaned out. And there's been no, well, when I was tested a couple weeks ago again, over the 2 year period of time between tests, or 2.5 years probably, between tests, the only change that had happened in my lungs was I went from being a 44-year-old male with 18% lungs to being a 46-year-old male with 18% lungs. So the degenerative of my aging had aged, my lungs aged with me. That makes sense, I think. So basically, I had done no damage to my lungs, and I've been telling my doctors all this time, I'm using dabs to keep my lungs clean. Well, when I saw my doctor a few weeks ago and he saw the results from what I've been doing, he had to tell me to keep using dabs medically and try to avoid using recreational dabs. Well, I talked to my primary care doctor just a couple days ago, and we had a chuckle about that, because for me, they're all medical dabs. But I have to listen to my body and only do as many as I need. And that's the trick. I probably take about 10 dab hits a day. And I take small ones. I don't take really big ones. I'm not trying to get high when I take a dab hit. I'm just trying to get that medicine in my body. And it works for me. I stay alive. I stay active. I go to meetings every day. I'm exhausted by the end of the day. I get tired every day because I keep at it. So, one of the things I do is every month I pay for room rent for a group called Cannabis Cures. That group meets in Kaiser, Oregon at the Salem Kaiser Senior Center, and we meet at the first Wednesday of the month at 7 p.m. and we have 1 hour there, and the goal is to talk about what we're doing to, medically with marijuana. We're not smoking marijuana there, not even bringing marijuana there. We're just talking about marijuana there, and the medical impact of marijuana. That's what we're going for. Me and my friends are out for the medical effects of this stuff, and I want to promote all the way into getting it into the doctor's office,
There must be some
getting
sort of
treatment for things medicinally with cannabis, and doctors and cannabis growers working together. That's the world I see. So, and I'm willing to go as far as being a politician and make change that way. Make me a politician. See what I do with that kind of power.
Your sister made it through the whole game, but you fell
That's what I
asleep.
say. So,
I kept hoping nothing.
I don't know. I was kind of hoping to talk for 15 minutes, but
Want the
I
crowd to
just-
get too loud.
I
Wake you
have a hard time doing these long videos drawn out because it's just hard on me.
up. Didn't it?
And with no feedback,
Stay asleep in my arms.
coming in, and I know probably no one's even going to see this video for a while. It kind of sucks. But I think that's all I'll do for right now.
You need to leave.
Yeah, I think that's all I'll do.
Please, Daddy, can we talk about this?
So,
Finn is a good guy.
there you go. Oh, one last thing.
You too.
I have started a GoFundMe page.
Get out of my house.
If you look under my Facebook profile, you'll find it. So that's all I can really say about that.